Hi, today I'm presenting the paper, Instant Messaging IM Receptivity and Presentation Type Preferences Among Users of a Mobile App with Automated Receptivity Status Adjustment. This research is conducted by the MUI lab and my advisor is Professor Yu-Ling Chang. Instant Messaging IM is a popular channel of day-to-day communication. Over the past decade, an increasing number of research projects have addressed sensation, estimation, and prediction of different notions of receptivity, including attentiveness, interruptibility, responsiveness, and opportune moments. In addition, prior research investigated one's presence, availability, and interruptibility in the workplace and on mobile phones respectively. However, little research has studied how users would like an automated system to present status on their phone. To fill this gap, our goal is to understand first what kind of receptivity information, i.e. attentiveness, responsiveness, and/or interruptibility, IM users would prefer their messaging system to predict and present their contacts with. Second, how they would like such information to be presented. We deployed a mixed methods approach to study how users will want to present their status to their friends and family. We asked the participants to install an Android app we built, which will predict the user's receptivity level every 10 minutes based on our phone sensor data, adjust accordingly. The app would then choose a presentation type and a receptivity type, such as the speed they will respond to a message, read a message, or become interruptible for a message. We recruited 13 groups of main users, counting to a total of 43 participants who would use our app and respond to the in-app ESM questionnaires for the span of 2 weeks. The ESM questionnaire was aimed at capturing how these users will present their receptivity status at the moment. In addition, these main users are given permissions to invite other participants to join them to look at their status during the study as partial participants. The purpose of adding this participant pool was to diversify the relationship among the individuals in each group. In our study procedure, participants would come into our lab where we install the IM status app on their phones and give them a tutorial on how to use it. Then the main participants would fill out a questionnaire to indicate their relationship and closeness with each of the group members in both main and partial user groups. In the next 2 weeks, they participate in the ESM study. Afterward, we invite them to a semi-structured interview to reflect on why they would want to present their status in a specific way during different situations. Now, let's talk about the highlights of the study. First, regarding receptivity type, participants prefer setting their estimated status to either responsive or attentive over interruptible. They use the status interruptible only to indicate low availability. Second, regarding presentation type, we found that participants would opt to choose textual presentation in order to express statuses precisely, especially when they felt their receptivity was extremely high and low. In contrast, graphical and numerical presentation were preferred when they felt their receptivity levels were more ambiguous. Third, we found an interesting conflict between the recipients and the sender's perspective. For example, although we mentioned earlier that as recipients, they like using textual presentation to precisely express their statuses, including when they are available, as senders, they do not like their contact's high receptivity statuses to be presented textually. Finally, as expected, while some test participants adjust their status out of privacy concern, oftentimes they set their status in order to shape or avoid specific interpretation of their response behavior being made by their contacts. In conclusion, our study shows that the user's choices of receptivity labels and presentation styles reflected the tension between their desire for precision and their desire to keep things ambiguous. And we found that their choices were driven not only by privacy concerns, but also by a desire to manage their context's interpretation of what they were doing. Based on the results, we provided design and research implications for future work on receptivity. For more information, please read our paper. Thank you for your time.